Hey, people of the world, welcome in. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm here tonight, and quite honestly, it's gonna be a bit of a fun one, because I want to see, there's something that I want to check out. But at the same bloody time, I need to keep an eye on my performance metrics. But I also want to make sure I'm having myself a good old time. I also need to make sure my rig doesn't crash. Because, well, actually, it's not going to crash. You want to know why I know my rig's not going to crash? Simply down to the fact there's nothing really shanking it, unlike the last board I was running. The last board I was running, it got to a point where certain basic tasks would cause crashes, but that's mainly because I had an overclock on my system. In this case now, there's an overclock on the system, kind of, but we're not running over manufacturer suggested limits. In fact, I've gotten my rig to at least be partially efficient in some ways. Our RAM is overclocked extra. Now 6200 megahertz instead of 6000. The processor could do a lot more than what I'm putting it through right now.
Welcome back, Peter.
This is just a very different kind of a load for it. I also had to roll back my drivers. I've never had to do a driver rollback in my life. There we go, that's what we want. Horizon Backstage. Backstage shop. Actually, I need to go visit the thing. So, we ended up running into an issue. One that I had never came across before. And basically what was happening was, because it's either a Windows update or an NVIDIA driver update, I'd get random black patches on the ground. I'll be taking this, man. Dare to pass up your mine. Is that a McLaren? Oh, not McLaren. Oh, the L390 road car? Ooh, woo. Okay. I do like me a road car. I will happily have another one. Another one. But no, graphics card is overclocked somewhat. Processor can do more. I'm making sure it doesn't do more just for tonight, because I'm not going to force any kind of overclock on it. So we're boosting to 4.8, not 5.8. If I was boosting to 5.8, you wouldn't hear the last of it. Good lord. I would be over the moon if I was streaming on 5.8 gigahertz. Can I do 5.8? I absolutely can. I can do 5.8 on my processor. So why am I not? Because it just takes up too much voltage. That's all it comes down to. I was doing that on the second half of my processor. So the way this processor works is essentially, there's these things in the processor called CCX, or CCDs. Think of them as processors. Think of this one processor having two smaller ones inside of it. And that is essentially what you have. On my quote-unquote second processor, I can go all the way up to 5.8 gigahertz. And quite honestly, it is good, but it is far too power hungry for that. Or requires more voltage than I am comfortable with. So I'd rather not go down that route. Not with that, and not well, like this. Sorry, I'm doing a bit of adjustment. But yeah, we are here with our DeLorean. We were in kit from Knight Rider, but I do want to run around in the DeLorean a little bit. So to begin tonight with Forza Horizon 5 and shenanigans, country Japan, nice, Mizu Pass. We're gonna do a couple of our community events. Then we're doing seasonals. Keep in mind, please do keep in mind that anyone is welcome to join. I would love it if people join. Kilometers an hour. There's a way for me to change shit to metric. Or not metrics, it shows hunting gameplay. Comfortable. Horsepower. Pounds and inches, ghosts are on, skills on. Save and continue. So 7.1 mile, the target. I don't know why that changed. For the time being, I've been on Forza a fair bit this week, but not doing anything. Like I said, I had that random issue where, for some reason, I was getting black patches. I don't know if that's going to happen now that I've rolled back my NVIDIA driver, but I did research into it, and basically people online were telling me to uninstall a certain Windows update. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Only for me to not have the option to uninstall that particular update, because it came with my build of Windows. Because I went and got Windows again. It's a fresh install. And quite honestly, if I didn't have to reinstall Windows, I would still be on the same build as before. Now I could have done a driver wipe, entire driver wipe, and then just reinstalled like chipset drivers and stuff like that. But no, why? I shouldn't have to reinstall Windows. I should just be able to uninstall drivers. But it's whatever. We have things like core parking, so any cores that are not being utilized are going to be sleeping, basically. But apart from that, the upgrade itself has been very much worth it. Now I do realize my processor can go a lot higher. I'm going to work on that. I know how to get it higher, it's just keeping it stable. But tonight, like I said, our focus is going to be community stuff. Is it happening again? No, it's not. Our focus tonight is purely community stuff. So there's 2 community events we can take part in, and then seasonals where we can race against other drivers. I think we're gonna. Racing against other drivers is gonna be quite fun. But so far, things seem to be going quite well. It may have worked, the driver rollback may just have worked. So what I did is I rolled back my NVIDIA driver to November. You can manually download the older drivers, thankfully, and then you can run the driver installation and then tell it to do a clean install. So that was hell of a handy. I very much enjoyed that. Oh, well, get it! Oh. So people might be wondering, anyone that pops in here might be wondering, oh, what is next for the upgrade? The only thing I really need to change out on this is storage, and that's pretty much it. Oh. Like, when you get right down to it, all of my editing takes place on hard drives. And the more you do effects, the worse that becomes. Because you don't really have the same kind of transfer speeds and all that kind of crap. It's like a SATA SSD or an M.2. M.2 would be preferable. Because the faster your speed is, that your footage is on. Oh, we're getting black marks again, I think. Well, that could just be artifacts. Not exactly black marks like it was before. I'll keep an eye on that. But it's not necessarily black patches, it's more like a fade. So this championship, we're doing it solo. We get a super, not super. So Ivy Trade 928 presents Japanese style. Oh my Gideon. What do we have here? We got a Honda S2000. We got, well, all the Japanese cars, that's for sure. Oh, that Evo is nice. 356, 368. Or the Eclipse. Oh, we got this mother hubber with the HKS color scheme to it. Or we have this Super RZ. It's got Anime Girl on it. I do think the teal and purple Lancer Evo gets it. I just have to. Oh. So we're running ourselves in an Asian car. Let's see how well this goes. Yep, buddy. What? I just got your bait. I need to look at the map for this one. There we go. See, this is what I like about these community maps, is a lot of them have a lot of good detail in them. And I don't have rewind, so I couldn't get past that. Right, we're gonna focus on up. Focus on up. So this is just a simple point A to point B sprint race. But you're not really racing against anyone. Ah, that is pretty. I don't have the ability to get back on! Anyway. We're gonna continue with the Mizu Pass. Damn, brother. Not the right hand gun. It's your ear. Gosh, diddly darn it. I would have fallen on my ass if it weren't for, if I didn't break as soon as I did. Mother Hubbard. I kind of want to redo this. What is happening? There is no way my driving has degraded that much. I'm not happy with this. I'm gonna redo it. Why is this volume low anyway? My wheels keep locking up when I'm braking. That was a much... That was so much cooler. What? Could you not align your wall piece correctly? This is definitely a community map, but they should have went through it a little bit better than this. Car didn't correct itself. Ideally should have. I can definitely do this, it's just more annoying. The reason I know it's more annoying now is just that so many tight turns just gets to you after a while. It's like, what? Plus, the braking system on this is dog shit. Like, I have it set up so the brakes are not meant to lock up. Or the brakes are not meant to lock the wheels up, but they're still locking the wheels up. Like, I am physically not able to turn the car. And I hate that. Yeah, on a Lancer Evo 6. Whoa. On a Lancer Evo 6, the brakes shouldn't be locking up. The wheels themselves shouldn't be locking up like that. Oh, is my car too low? Yeah, the wheels just shouldn't be locking up like that. It's not... It shouldn't be. Because I genuinely don't have enough braking pressure to cause the wheels to lock up. I'm just tired now. What was that? Why? Some of the corners on this don't make sense. I got one corner that was sticking out, and it shouldn't have been. And now you have a pass where you can drive off of the road and not get back on. I don't tend to use rewind. You have to take non-rewind users into account. If you want to make half decent cash at the game, you need to learn to not use rewind. This entire race requires you to have rewind enabled in case you screw up. My own brakes are unreliable. Okay, that last corner was my fault. What is my brakes even at? Oh. Well, it's not going to make a difference anyway. They're going to lock up all the bloody same. Okay, I'm now at a point. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how badly I do at this race. I want it done. Alright, it's time to go into focus mode. this lack of actual... I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna upgrade the car just a little bit and put brakes on this fucker. Why does it put... Oh. Am I just limited to A? Am I just limited to B class or what? Is it just Japan or B class or A class or what? B class. Right. I've had it up to here with these tires. Or not tires. I'm gonna downgrade the car. Stick brakes on it. And we'll go from there. Brakes, suspension, weight reduction. Okay, we can make all this work. Okay, we're taking off the weight reduction. Okay. We have actually lost weight on the car, which is fantastic. We're up to 311 horsepower. Ultimately, that's about a bumper. This one will genuinely do. I need to try and squeeze as much power out of this car as possible. Ah, that is nice. Kind of. And I say kind of in the most loose interpretation. Our gearing should be fine, actually, not gonna lie. We are gonna do high springs, entirely high in fact. The stiffer arrow is gonna go down. %60 towards the front. Yeah, that should help a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a little drive. Oh god, we have artifacting. I hate this. How does it been 40 minutes and we're only on the first event? That's crazy. What was that? Yeah, what I don't like is this is a really old Lancer from 99. And as I hit the brakes, the car comes to a halt, but also like it just like shifts itself, and you can't. The steering column locks up. Not the steering column, the wheels lock up, so you can't really shift. I fucking hate this! The sole fact of the matter is that shouldn't be. There should be a flag to prevent that from being a breakable wall. Because if you don't have rewind on, then it's a bit of a problem. Hard to disagree, but okay. Why? Why is it the slightest touch causes the brakes to lock up? Even though the braking pressure is set so low, the car itself is a danger. Is this just another thing that Forza's gotten wrong? That object is so buggy. You can tell it's two objects merged together. Okay, we're just gonna push on forward. Like I mentioned, this is a community stage, so there's gonna be some imperfections. And in this case, there's oversight by the author. And you can see a bunch of these objects are like, a bunch of them are the same, but there's like a little divot between the next block. So you have this, let's see. You have this block that's about yay high, and then you have one next to it that is slightly raised up a bit. But on some turns, to make that curve, a little bit of the block that has been put down is sticking out a bit. And I have gotten caught on that a couple of times now. I wish problems like that could be fixed. Yeah, like you tell, it's several pieces actually to make that up. Oh. That one is on me, I apologize. I forgot to switch back. Oh, I hate that. Fucking push on, push on, push on. Ah, what? I'm already so far behind. I'm actually gonna bring this down. These gears are too long. Like, in all honesty. Yeah, there we go. That's a normal length. I'll take that. It really sucks because on one hand, there's a lot of attention to detail on this track. There really is, but at the same time, not enough detail was put on, or not enough attention to detail was put on the track. And what I mean by that is all the little pokey out corners that your car can get caught on wouldn't be there on the actual thing. So they need to have a workaround for that. Otherwise, the track itself is just a pain in the ass. But also, this track requires you to have rewind turned on. Just in case. Because if one slip up and you're restarting the track again. I love this track, but I also hate it. That one's on me. I'm trying so hard. Some of these are just unacceptable. These corners. And they're what I'm making. Fuck off! What is the fucking point? You're sitting there chilling, trying to have a good time, and then you're just like, itchy more than geese, and yeah. And now I fucked up this section because I fucking braked too late. And now I'm itchy again! Fucking AIDS, man! Get out of here. What in the fuck are those barriers made out of? Not the 10, whatchamacallit gate. But the little wooden things we crashed into earlier. Oh. What is this wall made out of? Why am I bouncing off of it? About time. Now the problem is, it relies on you having rewind on, and there's a couple of pokey out bits that are just very unacceptable. What this needs to have is off-ramps. A few ramps put out through the entire match. Not the entire match, the entire track. Just so you can get back on, so you don't have to restart over and over again. So outside of that, there's not much else I can really say about that track. If it weren't... In all honesty, I just got frustrated with how many times I had to restart the damn thing. Why are we limited to by this one? Country Japan. Oh, fucking hell! Now I've got an itchy nose and I'm just outright irritated. All right. I'm even more aggravated now. I'm a freaking chair. God. We just have a graphical error on that board. Oh, it is shocking to see. I've just been far too irritated tonight. Part of it's my own volition, not gonna lie. Why is it still saying my current bitrate is 0 for audio? Go suck eggs. Fuck off, YouTube. I've been on your platform for almost 20 fucking years. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for almost 20 years, and essentially, I still can't get over how ass backwards this platform is right now. Good lord. Yeah, even there, it was just fine. Michigan show drivatars. And I have no one else on that I want to do this with, so basically, I want to do this with my Skyline GTR. Let's do this Super R set. We kind of have to. No, ultimately, that last race, essentially, if I didn't have my frustrations with my car, essentially, brakes locking up when they shouldn't have, everything would have been really fine. Oh, I like that. I like that skin. So this is, take my overlay off. This is 2 laps. What in the fuck? Okay. Okay, that one got me. What? 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 There was no. First back and what the car was sitting on was nothing. There's an actual slight invisible wall between that girder. There was another pokey out corner. All right. Whew. Yeah, this one's a lot nicer, more forgiving. Yeah, the problem really is just down to how some of the objects are placed. The overall layout is not. The overall layout on either track was not really bad. It's just the items that were used to make the track. There's been one or two. This track has two particular sections that got me. One of them was a random fucking block. I don't know where the hell that was. Nice. And the other one, surprisingly, had an invisible wall or something on it. Because I crashed into it. And it was like, what? Whoa. How much acceleration do we need on this car? Right, we're gonna do our super wheel spin. 250, 4, 5. Nice! Now it's time to see what Japanese we've already we've already done that. There's nothing special there. What I mean is that is not a new thingamabob. It's not a new showcase. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we have, what can we do? We have a showcase that we can do. We have a dirt race. Then we have a singular sprint race. B-class Mazda. So, it's time to head back home, dust off our B-class Mazdas. And see what the piss is up. Like I said, if anyone wants to join in, they're more than welcome to. Cadence, core hydration, complete electrolytes. Right, Mazda. One of the kings of Japanese motors. Maybe I can even find them there. I got B class, we got an A class MX5 from 2013. That. I think. Oh! I think what we do is we take a bare bones RX-7, which is a gigantified Miata, of all things, and we pop upgrades on it because we have up until B class. I mean, if I wanted to, turbo is a way to go. We also need stability. Oh, that is adjustable as hell. Oh, that is sexy, but we need the shorter ones, I think. Yeah. So, Bomb X again. Oh, yeah, that's sexy. Let's go through a few of these rims and see which one we are gonna build here. Oh, those are nice. I mean, I'm not quite one for rims like that. I mean, darker ones are nice, I guess. Ideally. Damn. Multi-piece sport style, specialized. You know what though? I not gonna lie, I dig that. I dig that quite a lot. So we're gonna do brakes, racing, sospensione. Oh, we have 66 for power. Not power, a thing. Rotary compression. You know what? I'm more akin to doing. Damn, brother. But don't necessarily. Oh, really? You are a pain in me arse. That's what we're doing. Got ourselves a nice little turbo, a little bit extra oil and intercooling. Although I will personally say this color scheme's a bit on the butt cheek side. So what we might do is just quite simply paint the car. It is such a world that we live in. Yeah. What's the duty sides? Calisonic, there's an enemy girl. Purple. You know what? I'm digging the enemy girl vibes on that car. Oh, that skin. That lets you know that it's a real racer. Oh, wow. That is actually quite nice.
I do like that.
Want this. Make you longer. Aerodynamics, we're up there. We're gonna bring you down to speed. Yeah, the memes. Anti-roll is a bit stiffer. That should help a bit. 249k. Alright, let's see where this B class is up here. Could I went for more power over everything else? Probably. Is there a point to me doing that? Not really. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna have this Mazda. Yeah, since we're in a B class Mazda, we're gonna try and take on that event. Ooh. So yeah, this game overall, tonight's session has been a bit of a mixed bag. Because on the one hand, I am still having a good time, but I'm also making sure I'm not being deluded into thinking I've had a bad time just because of a couple of mishaps on a track. Because those are community tracks, and it's down to the person who created them to ensure that the track itself is up to spec. Did we do anything wrong? Without a shadow of a doubt, yes. Like, huh? Are you kidding? Woohoo. Yeah, we're starting our match. I love the fact there was that one time we came in and our only option was some rallying nonsense and what's his face? Trucks and vans. That was insanity. Like, huh? Are you effing kidding? Like, yeah, Forza is meant to be this whole thing where you have a lot of selection and a lot to do. But how do you go from... 1 second. How do you go from all these superpowered cars to one day having the worst loadout? Alright, someone is trying to say hi. What? Oh, that's picture mode? with mixtape Dawnbreaker metric. The game thinks I'm obsessed with certain channels. It's insanity. That bloody post van. Finding a championship station. Oh wow. Wow. About bloody time. I could have went with another Mazda. But I'll just be sitting in this one. And my nose is so itchy tonight. What is going on? I'm so itchy tonight. Ha! I'm not a fan of it. I know ultimately, this hasn't been terrible. Like, there have been moments that I'm like, brother, man. Oh, is this another new player? Good lord. Now the question is, are they gonna get a DNF also? Shout out to Tango. Oh wow. Wait, did they just really not? Did they just really get a DNF? Okay then. It's not a bot, is it? It's just me? Did they just get ass clapped so hard? This is sad as hell, man. I'll do it. I'll get a car. But this has been disheartening. It doesn't piss and matter. This is just sad. It really is. Fucking knows, man. I swear to God. You know, once we're done with this championship, that'll be stream. Because there's no real point to continuing if there's no one to play against. I set up this race to play against people. One person joined, and they left for one reason or another. Sorry, I thought my game had crashed. They left the lobby for one reason or another. Whether I beat them that bad, or their console or computer shut off or whatever. I don't know the reason. And it does bother me that was allowed to happen. Because generally, you're not allowed to DC like that. And the dude wasn't cheating, so there's no point in reporting. I wouldn't do that anyway. The only time I would genuinely report someone is if they were cheating, or I suspected they were cheating. But in this case, he got a massive DNF and then just closed the game. Oh, I won't even pause. Oh my lord. Yeah, I kind of, for a brief second there, I forgot I was in an online match with myself. But no, the person that we raced against, I don't know their age, I don't know anything about them. I don't know why they left. Who knows, it could have been a younger person that didn't want to lose again, so they just DC'd. Maybe they got mad. Maybe they're out now winner. There's a whole ton of reasons why why they DC'd. I'm not gonna sit here and assume, I beat them so hard. Because at the end of it, you just don't know. You just straight up don't know. The gamer in me wants to be like, aha, we clapped their ass so hard. But that's not always going to be the case. Well, there we go. That was a very interesting race. The problem is, this is meant to be a community night. We only got 2 community things done. At this point, I don't know. I don't know. But at the end of it, oh, that's right. Oh. Yeah, this crusty bush is back. Yeah, look at that. That's the shit I was trying to stop. Oh, I hate that. Jesus. Needless to say, not a fan of that. I don't know why it's happened. Jesus Christ. There we go. That's a nice image. Right. Time for a bit of a wrap up. We would have been done so much earlier if I hadn't gotten my jimmies ruffled at that track. That first one. We came in here with the intention of doing community stuff. That kind of happened, but not quite. And it is disappointing. I kind of thought more people would have joined, in all honesty. Not just from my side, but the game itself in general. Maybe it's just the timing of me putting that match up. I don't know. What I do know is the two community made tracks that we did, they're so well done. They really are. Yes, they have problems. They have problems, and it's relating to the objects they used. Like that one barrier was being used so much, and it was being placed. Versions of it were being placed under things, colliding with other versions of itself to give this aesthetic of a specific track, the Mizu Pass. And in all honesty, as buggy as the tracks can be, they were still fairly decent. And overall, if I didn't have the issues that I had, those tracks would be straight up 10 out of 10. But with a couple of issues, they're both straight up 8. There's just so much detail in there. There's a lot of effort that went into it. You can tell that. But a couple of things, it was just a couple of minor things that let it down. The Mizu Pass had no on-ramps. And what I mean is there's certain parts of the track that you can fall off of. And unless you have rewind enabled, there's no way to get back on the track. That's what I was complaining about for the most part. I'd slam my brakes on, and my brakes would lock up, and resulting in me falling off certain parts of the track. And because it's a platform with suspended legs underneath it, yeah, there's also no way to get back on the track, as far as I saw. So your shadow would lock unless you had a rewind. So there needs to be on ramps there. I know it might take away a little bit from the overall design of the track, but there needs to be on ramps so you get back on the track. So you're not, if you're in a position where you just want to get it done without having to restart the entire thing, sure, on ramps. The other track, no, the little bumpy bit. There's I wouldn't call it a bumpy bit. It's a sticking out barrier. It's a barrier that's sticking out ever so slightly, and it's enough to trigger the collision in the game. So you can crash into it, and it looks like you haven't touched anything, but it's a small sticking out piece, and that's what I got clipped on. The same thing happened with the steel girder thing on the highway section at the very end of the track. There's a girder there that has some really weird collision going on, and I hit that. And even when we backed up, the car wasn't pulling against anything. You can clearly see that it hadn't really touched anything. So there is some weird collision. Outside of that, the design for the track is astonishingly good. Like the Forza community, when they do their thing and actually go out their way and make really good tracks, They really do have some really cracked out designs. And in all honesty, it is great. The biggest downside for tonight had to have been the race that we're in, the championship. We had one person driving against us. That in its own right is depressing. But the fact they disconnected, I do not know why. The logical assumption is that either their internet is bad, or we beat them so hard that they just wanted to give up. I don't know. People of all ages play this game. Whether you're the Mia's designer, Bob Hall, he does play this, by the way. I've never encountered him, but Bob Hall does play this. Or it could be a 5-year-old playing this. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. So for me, my assumption, my immediate assumption, proper assumption is going to be, hey, look, they disconnected for a reason. They probably have bad internet. Who knows? But anyway, tomorrow, you get a new video. Sunday, you get a new video. Along with a schedule, a poll, and all that kind of good stuff. But without further ado, this is going to do it for tonight. I didn't even realize how late it was, so we're wrapping up at the right time as well. But without further ado, that is it for tonight. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed yourself, leave a like, share the content around, turn on the notification bell for the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to help the channel grow even more and help support me in doing what I do, you're more than welcome to use one of my affiliate links down below. Code GTARaj at checkout. Not to mention, using the link gives me a bit of a kickback. So, yeah, whatever you buy, I make a bit of money off of it. Or, if you don't want to do that, you can be a channel member. It's $1 a month, and it helps support the channel, and you get early access to content. But the literal best and free way is to like, subscribe, and share. Anyway, this has been GTA Raj. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and bye-bye.